Vasiliy Lomachenko, one of the greatest boxers of this generation, a standout amateur, and the fastest three-weight world champion in boxing history.
Champion of the world, Vasiliy Lomachenko!
Vasiliy Lomachenko, already regarded as one of the best amateur boxers of his generation, he becomes just the 12th man in the 108-year history of Olympic boxing to take 2 Olympic titles.
Lomachenko's amateur career stands out as possibly one of the best ever. 396 wins with just 1 loss. It's no surprise that he entered the pros with as much hype as he did.
This is going to be his debut and they're already talking title shots within the next couple of fights.
No easy fights for Lomachenko. After starting his professional career one-on-one, Lomachenko would take on the raw talent, Gary Russell Jr., the fastest hand since Roy Jones. Quite the compliment afforded to Gary Russell Jr., but perhaps a valid one, and proof that Lomachenko's shot at the 126-pound world title wasn't going to be easy. Lomachenko managed to slow Russell down, mixing the targets up to the head and body. Lomachenko was never discouraged, despite the superior speed of Russell, keeping his composure and outboxing Russell for the majority of the fight. What followed from Lomachenko as a champion was an impressive knockout streak. It appeared that the focus on point fighting in the amateurs hadn't rubbed off on Lomachenko too much, because every single fight he was pushing for the finish.
Spectacular knockout! Wow! 5th round!
The boxing world took notice of the ridiculous skills of Lomachenko.
Lomachenko is a guy, you could throw a punch and that punch could be in midair and he's spinning and he's already behind you. The athleticism is astonishing. I have not seen.
Lomachenko even went on a streak of making opponents quit on the stool.
Looking at Walters in the corner, he looks very discouraged to me as he hangs his head over the ropes.
No, you don't want to continue. No, okay.
And now they're going to stop. That is it. Fight is over.
Perhaps the most infamous case of Lomachenko making an opponent quit on the stool came when he fought fellow standout amateur and Cuban boxer Guillermo Rigondeaux, who had come up in weight to challenge Lomachenko for his 130-pound title. After just a few rounds, you could see the frustration building up in Rigondeaux, as he was seemingly outmatched by a better boxer, a scenario he wasn't all too familiar with.
You know, if this stays in the same pattern, Rigondeaux could lose this in a shutout. Would you ever say that in your life? Ever have thought?
And at the end of round 6, things became too much for Rigo.
Nice left hand there. I think he's finished. Oh, no, he's out. No. He's out. The corner pulled him out. Quit because he's getting outboxed and outthought by a better fight. It looks like Lomachenko has made another opponent.
After starting his career at 126 and moving up to 130, Lomachenko would now move up to 135 pounds to challenge Jorge Linares for the lightweight championship, handing Lomachenko some adversity, but ultimately bringing the best out of Lomachenko. He proved that he can hang with a big puncher at a bigger weight class, coming back to take Linares out in the 10th round.
Really high level stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Right in the center of the ring. It's over. It's over. He did it. Lomachenko, the fastest in history to become a 3-division world champion.
Lomachenko would make the 135-pound division his home, taking on challenger after challenger and to build in a Hall of Fame worthy resume, beating the likes of Jose Pedraza, Anthony Crolla and gold medal Olympian Luke Campbell. However, his stiffest test would come in the form of a unification fight with young rising star Teofimo Lopez. Before we look at this fight with Teo, I do want to let you guys know about the sponsor of today's video, Hitboxing Timer, a new heavy bag app for coaches, fighters and home fitness, and an all-in-one platform built to make you train smarter and improve faster. Select from 3 different high-intensity timers and train with structure using practical features like recovery exercises and customizable metronome. Just punch when you hear the beep. Download Hitboxing Timer on the App Store and get yourself into fighting shape. Okay, back to the video.
You see that power, and you see Loma respecting that power.
One thing that's giving Loma some trouble right now is he didn't realize that Lopez was as quick and as fast as he is.
Look at that focus on Teofimo Lopez. We have one round to go to see who will be the undisputed champion.
He hurt him.
Teofimo Lopez, best punch of the back half of the fight right there. Oh, he's got him hurt. That will head to the scorecards.
The undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Teofimo Lopez!
Lomachenko has lost.
Да, конечно, хотел бы извиниться перед всеми, что не оправдал надежды, и извиниться перед командой и сказать им большое спасибо. Мы пойдем дальше.
Vintage form. Vasiliy Lomachenko. He absolutely abused Nakatani in the ninth.
Lomachenko would bounce back from the defeat to Teo with 3 back-to-back wins as a contender, proving that even in his older age, he was still at the top of the division and was getting himself back on track to fight for his world titles again. But since losing to Teo, the lightweight belts had changed hands.
Now that I got the belts, I got the keys to the lightweight division. Everybody wants to see me, and that was the goal to be able to make the biggest fights happen. Like I said, I feel like he's a dirty fighter. I feel like that he tries to fight dirty, and he hits on the break and try to get in and hit you behind the head, do stuff like that. So.
As hard as he could, and then exits the stage.
Why do you think that he shoved you?
Because he's scared. He's scared. Because he knows it will be very, very hard for him. He talking about my dirty fight, so now looks like against him, this one.
What followed that animosity was a modern classic, where Loma and Haney would go back and forth, Haney making the adjustments to go to the body, but Loma appearing to do the cleaner work, and even hurting Haney on a couple of occasions.
And still, undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney!
You can see the expression on Lomachenko's face.
I know, I understand. I win this fight. People knows about this result, about this robbery.
Following his controversial loss to Devin Haney, Lomachenko would now face George Kambosos for a vacant lightweight title, and despite a shock win over Teo that had made him champion a few years prior, Kambosos was very much out of his depth, and Loma would go to work, breaking him down and forcing his corner to throw in the towel in the 11th round. And that would be the last time that Lomachenko would step in the ring, as he would go on to retire in June of this year. But in a sport where our favourite fighters often stick around too long, I think there's something to be said about Loma going out on his own terms, and as a champion, despite some of the potential matchups that fans were looking to see.
First and foremost, I want to thank our Lord Jesus Christ for everything He has done for me, for guiding a prideful young man down a path that ultimately showed me that fame, legacy and recognition are not the true purpose of life. I am grateful for every victory and every defeat, both in the ring and in life. I want to thank Top Rank and Mr. Bob Arum for amazing opportunity to showcase my abilities in boxing, to realize my potential. And of course, I wouldn't be remiss not to thank you, my dear boxing fans around the world. You have always supported me with passion and lived through unforgettable fights alongside me for over a decade. Peace to all. May the Lord bless His people.